Okay. We're live. Hello, everyone.
I hear everything, but the sound, there's a lot of background noise on the sound. Can you turn the microphone down just a little bit?
I'll try.
Just leave it the way it is. Just say I hear a little bit of buzz. You go to your sound settings and you click on the microphone. There should be a volume control.
Okay.
Just leave it the way it is.
Okay. So it looks like we have 3 viewers on. So if anyone's there, let me know. Hey Sam, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Oh, thank you, Brianna. Yeah. I dyed it on Thursday, I think. Was it? No, not Thursday. This weekend sometime. And I just had my hair cut today, so it's not as purple, but it did keep, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, follow your bliss, guys. Yes, no problem, Brianna. I know that life gets busy, and always have fun with friends, family, before crystals. I mean, it's at the lower spectrum of the importance, the priority. So we did have a very, very amazing holiday. We went to my daughter's on Saturday. Sunday, we just kind of hung out. Oh, is it about a 20-second comment delay? Yeah, we found it was like 10 to 15 seconds usually, so looks like it's added a few seconds. And then Monday, we went to my brother's just to chat. We had the show on Sunday, so we weren't able to really partake too much, but it was good. So how have y'all been? Enjoying? So it's already a short week, so we only have 3 days left. I love it when that happens. So we're going to just give a few more minutes to see if a few more people join us, and then we're going to start the conversations. Hey Linda, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So we have a few people on. Looks like we have 6 people on, which seems to be about the average, which I'm really happy. I'm really starting to listen to the universe more and more. I mean, it's amazing the messages that are out there that I was just not in tune to before. I mean, I think I go in waves, right? To where I'm really focused and then I'm just totally closed. That my awareness has just been so it's such a drastic change for me just in the last few weeks, months maybe. And it's really it's astounding. It really is astounding how things can just keep coming towards you and you don't even realize it. And when you put together the pieces, it is all like a puzzle, right? I mean, there are dots that are being connected, messages being sent, received, ignored. I mean, there's two ways you can take a message, right? So I'm trying to do my very best to open up to all the messages that are being sent to me. So yeah, so it's been a really interesting couple of weeks for me. Hopefully everything's going well for y'all. Hey Carrie, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So we're just hanging out today. So today it's a pretty laid back conversation. Last week we talked about Labradorite is the crystal of the moment. And so I have some Labradorite items here. Okay, yeah, so alright, so I have my oracle cards here. The third card, okay, I'm not going to shuffle. So I'm doing really good, Carrie. I mean, Wendell has said, he called it, I have my power back. So that says a lot when he has recognized that. So I really feel like I've come into my own. Yes, Brianna, I know. It's so scary, right? And it's the version of you that you've presented. And it is terrifying to even try and shed that skin and be the person that you should be, and then that you're comfortable being. But it's that armor, or it's that, that face that you put on, that expectation that people have of you. So yeah, no, I completely understand. Absolutely. And I wouldn't judge anyone for living that life, because I have lived it for several years, many years. So if you can reach the point where you're ready to move in a different direction, then I really applaud you on that. And if you're in a state where you can't, I sympathize. So there's no right or wrong way. It's the Brianna way. It's whatever's right for Brianna at this time. Hey Maribel, how you doing? Okay, so I'm going to test Sam. Not test, but encourage Sam to use their psychic abilities. So the third card in the deck. Okay, let's see. So it's card 1, card 2, card 3. So it's not it's not the tarot, Sam. That's one thing. It's an oracle deck. But I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. So don't, but it's the failure card. So it just means that it wasn't what was intended, right, or what the intention was. So it's actually accurate, right? So it's not the sun or the star, because it couldn't be, because the sun and the star doesn't exist in this deck. The moon does, but not the sun and the star. So that's really cool. Think about that. So it's not a bad thing, but it was an impossible thing for you to select. How awesome is that? I don't even know what my New Year's resolution was 20 years ago, Sam. I don't. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're either hibernating or moving forward, or stagnating or moving forward. And what I really know at this point in my life is that we can't gauge where we need to be by evaluating ourselves up against someone. And even our own perceptions. You're where you need to be today because that's where you need to be. And that is successful in so many ways, right? So even if if you're a goal setter and you have a 5 or 10 year goal and you think, okay, in 5 years I need to, July 6, 2021, this is what I need to be doing. I need to have accomplished all of that. And if you haven't, are you then identifying what you have accomplished? So what, and then I always like to think back is that, if you're presented something and you don't get it, whatever, that girl or that boy or that job or that car or that house, is it because it was really the best thing for you not to have it? I think so. Yeah, I think so, Sam. But think about that. So you couldn't have said, the star, these are the oracle cards that I really, really love. They're the other world. They're just like the abundance card. I love pulling these. So I thought if, at some point I would pull a card just to see, maybe one card. Yeah, I'm getting, I don't know, the messages that I'm getting is that I need to start presenting the oracle cards for others. Ellen, welcome, hon. How you been? Ellen, I wanted to mention to you that there was a special on Sunday morning here in the U.S. about that those graves that they found in Canada. That was, oh my gosh, that was horrible. I didn't realize what you were saying when you mentioned it. Absolutely deplorable. Yeah, so, oh, absolutely, Sam. Me too. I feel like I've been able to stop resisting, right? There's just so many things that are happening in my life right now that I know that are the pieces of the puzzle are just coming together. And I think maybe that's something you might be experiencing too. Okay, so Maribel, see, I need to really look at that, the gratitude and abundance grid. She has been lucky. So that is so cool. So it's like we're putting out our intentions, right, guys? That is just, we're telling the universe, we're being vocal. It's like, okay, this is what I want. And they're like, okay, you got it. We'll bring it to you. This is what you want. This is what you get. And that works in both negative and positive. So when Maribel is putting out those positive messages, gratitude, abundance, the universe is just supplying that because that's what she's asking for. On the other hand, if you come across somebody that all they talk about are the negative things that are happening, I'm unhappy, I don't have a guy, I don't have a girl, I want a dog, I want a better place. And if that's what they're getting, that's what they're talking about, that's what the universe is providing. Yeah, absolutely, Brianna. Yeah, and the more you're focusing on it, the more those things are going to come to you. I think so. Oh, I know, Ellen. I see you post your pictures. Such an amazing, that's a good busy, right? When you have the grandkids to help and be a part of and, influence them, the memories that you're making with them, they'll carry that forever. I still remember my grandmother, she's passed many years back. I had to have been 4 or 5. I remember being in her kitchen, her making us a snack, I'm sitting down at her table coloring, and then her sending us outside to play with the dog. So I have vivid memories of that. So your grandkids will have those memories too. So I'm really happy that you're able to do that for both of you. Okay, so it's 7:12, so let's go ahead and get busy on the conversation. If y'all know of anyone that would be interested in the conversation, go ahead and share us out, just to share the love. Yeah, you are blessed. Yeah. One thing I want to, if you're like me, Ellen, you deserve it. In no way should you ever feel guilty about what you have. The universe is providing this to you for a reason, for a purpose. It's given it to you, Ellen Cody, for a reason and a purpose. So don't ever feel like you're undeserving, or that there's a reason that you shouldn't have it, because you do. So there's a reason you have it, and it's because you do deserve it. So blessings on that. The universe is responding. So yep, I wish all of us could be that blessed. Oh yeah, Carrie just got back from a trip. She was with her grandchildren, and I mean that's such a blessing, right? That you're helping build a legacy. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Maribel. Yeah. So yeah, we do have to connect with each other and our grandkids and our descendants, and definitely set an example. But make sure that you'll realize that you do deserve prosperity, abundance, love, all those good emotions, respect, loyalty, comfort, joy, happiness. You deserve all of that and more. Whatever I haven't even mentioned. If it's a positive emotion, a positive attribute, a positive outcome, you deserve it. So the doubt sets in when you start listening to society as to why does Ellen get to have that and I don't. There's enough to go around, right? I mean, there is no scarcity of joy. Everyone has the opportunity to be joyful. So I can be joyful, and so can Ellen. My joy doesn't take away from hers. We can be joyful in equal parts. They might be different because her reality of joy is different than mine, but it's still joyful. So congratulations, Ellen. Absolutely. Okay, all right. So I don't even know how I got on that conversation, so I'm sorry, guys. So let's go ahead and get to Labradorite. So I have several different pieces here. Did anyone have an opportunity to work with their Labradorite? Have any comments or observations about Labradorite that you'd like to share? I'm really digging this piece. It's not even the one I worked with today or last week. It's my personal collection though. I pulled out a little heart to take with me today and last week as part of the homework. Yeah. Yeah. So your abundance is overflowing then, Ellen. Right. So if it's overflowing, then there's more. You have more than what you need. So then that's how you would give back to others. Yeah, absolutely, Carrie. Me too. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Welcome, hun. So I'll tell you my experience, Sam, with Labradorite. So last week I had some decisions that I needed to be made with my professional life, and so I picked out the Labradorite, and coincidentally that was part of our homework. But I chose this little Labradorite heart to carry with me because it is a pocket piece. But what it gave for me was I actually had a moment that I had the universe sending me a message, and I know that the Labradorite opened my spidey signals, whatever you want to call it, my intuition, if you will, my receptors, to where I would receive the message and recognize that it was being meant for me. And then I think that's where Labradorite gives me the courage to interpret and receive those messages, and I know without a doubt that they're intended for me. I don't discount them. So, I mean, there's so many magical meanings or uses. I mean, we can look them up online. I think even it's considered to be a power crystal. Y'all know how to like this book. So I'm going to look real quick to see what it says about Labradorite. But I personally have used Labradorite for many years. I have a lot of jewelry in Labradorite. So this one actually, yeah, it's an exceptional spiritual power. So it helps you prepare for expansion process. It anchors the light body in place and connects to the highest energy in use as it opens spiritual vision. Right? So, I mean, basically, I mean, they said it better than I did, but that's how I feel like Labradorite works for me. It's an extremely powerful crystal. So if you ever have the opportunity, and not only powerful but beautiful, there's just so many variations. Even I wanted to show you this too. Oh, your stone of dreams. Yeah, I actually have. Do I have a piece on my lap? No, I don't have one on my bedside table. That's not a bad idea. I wanted to show you this piece in particular, guys. So this is one that I've had for many years. I carried it with me once, and it was in my pants pocket, and went to the bathroom. Okay, too much information there. But as I was pulling down my pants, the stone fell out onto a tile floor, and it chipped. And I was so heartbroken. But I wanted to show it to you just so that you would realize that I didn't discard this guy. It still has purpose, it still has meaning, it still has value. I still carry it with me, and I see that chip, and I feel that chip, and I feel sorry for it, but I know it still has uses. It has a purpose. So, and it still has beauty even with that chip. Probably it's more pronounced for me because I know what it went through because of me. So kind of feel guilty, but I know that it's still with me to serve me and do, good things for me. So I just wanted to show you that. So and I do have a few chip crystals in my personal collection. Some like this star. It has its tip broken off. It's a 12-point star, but I mean, I still like it. I still keep it. So it's not perfect, but neither am I. So I keep it around as a reminder of that. And then these other ones are mine or Wendell's. This is Wendell's. He just loves this piece. He loves the raw versus the polished. Okay, I want to hear. Switch to the comments. See, so Maribel said she actually used a lab tumble during the human grid because I was driving. It was in the crystals in my bag. I was on the way to the beach with a strawberry moon. Oh, how cool! Nice. And Linda, last Tuesday she went to her friend's to do an Akashic records reading, and the Labradorite palm almost jumped out at me to be taken with it. It was part of the small grid I'd made prior to the reading. This was the first time I did a reading, and I felt totally confident before I started. I really think it was a Labradorite. I'm telling you guys, it's a really powerful stone. And like I said, it opens you up as a receptor. It kind of like slices through all that doubt, that self-doubt that we do have, that we carry with us as humans, whether it was instilled upon us by us or by others. I think the Labradorite just helps us see beyond that. Absolutely, Nina. I agree. I mean, the broken ones, I like the runts. I call them the runt. You know what a runt is? You know, a runt is a, when a dog has a litter or a cat has a litter, the baby one, this is the smallest one, and that, doesn't get as much love as from the mom. I like the runts. I like the ones that have, there's just something, just a little bit different from the other crystals, and so they kind of stand out in that way. Those are the ones I'm attracted to, and so those that have like the imperfections, those are the ones I usually take under my wing, because I know that they still have a lot of uses. So I feel like it's important for us to show that, because I certainly I come across some really beautiful things here in our business, but I know most of them just aren't meant for me. They're supposed to be just to go to someone else. What known ancient civilizations use Labradorite? Wasn't the Israelites? I don't know, Sam. That's a good question. Does anyone know the answer? Let me see. Let me see if it's in this book. I don't know. That's a really good question. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say. Not in this book, at least. Yeah, does anyone know the answer to Sam's question? Yeah. I would say the Israelites. So, let me see. One good point about it is that it banishes fear. How about that? Hey, Michelle, welcome. So we have Michelle joining us. And Michelle, everyone on the call is definitely kind, for one thing, but they're all crystal lovers, so we're really happy to have you. We're just talking about Labradorite, your experiences with Labradorite, and there's a lot of people that haven't worked with the stone. Some of them because they don't have it in their collection. Some of them, they don't like it. Some of them, they've never been attracted to it. So there's a difference between like and not attracted. Some, they just haven't had the opportunity to purchase it. So we're in all different categories. So if you've never worked with Labradorite before, no problem. If you have, we'd love to hear your experiences. If you're repulsed by Labradorite, then we'd love to hear why. Inca, Mayans, Aztecs, Egyptians? Could be, yeah. Oh, so Ellen says they were found in Labrador, perhaps indigenous people. Yeah. No, that's perfect. Oh, all of the above. Okay. Yeah, so Wendell's brother, Wendell is an army brat, I'll call him. So he stayed in Labrador. Was it Labrador? Am I making things up here? No, he did. For 3 years. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Michelle uses yours when you're doing your readings. So, Michelle, how do you use that? If you don't mind me asking. So, what's the practical way that you use it? Do you bless the cards with it? Do you set it beside you? Yeah. It's an amazing stone. So like my oracle deck, I keep this quartz cluster on top of it. So, and this is, I just anchor it on top of the deck. So I'd be really interested to hear how you use Labradorite. Yeah, I've got oh my gosh, several earrings, bracelets, rings. Yeah, one of my signature rings is actually Labradorite. Labrador, Canada. Can you imagine going there and just being able to rock hound Labradorite? That would be a cool trip. 1770s. I wonder what they did with them when they came across them. Did they even realize what they were or how you could use them? Okay, so Michelle has one that you sit on top of your tarot cards. Before the reading, she just touches it and it gives it some love. And so once you're doing the reading, you sit next to my cards or your pendulum. So Michelle, do you think that the stone helps you in any way with your readings? So I know that you give it some love, but what do you think it gives you? Just interested to hear that. And when you've given us that side of the conversation, then I'll tell you a little bit about what happened with me and this guy here. Beautiful hues of orange, blue, and even green. Yeah. So this guy is one that I can actually see. This is the one I took a picture of for our show. So this one has orange and pink and purple, blue, green, golden. Yeah, so this one has all of the colors. Okay, yeah, so I love that. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing that. That's exactly what, well, in a different way, but the 101 power crystals. So I think that that's one of its special qualities. So it's allowing Michelle to be able to see further than her abilities. But I'm just gonna suggest this, Michelle. I think that you have those abilities. I think that it just removes the fear and the doubt, and so that you then open up, and you're more comfortable and confident in that. I think it's one of those stones that it doesn't extend your abilities. It just kind of like. It just like parts the Red Sea for you. It's like, okay, you got it, Michelle. I'm going to push back these doubts, these fears, and then what you own, what your gifts then can shine through. Atlantis, yeah. Wendell and I watch a lot of ancient alien shows, and whenever there's a show about Atlantis, I'm all over it. To me, it's just fascinating that there's so many documented records today about Atlantis, and for us to discount it and it didn't exist. And I'm like, no, you can't prove that it did not exist. There's more proof that it did exist than it didn't. Ah, Casey's books on crystals. I don't know if I read that one. Mm-hmm. You have to, is there a name, a specific name, Sam? Or should I just, do they have just one book? So Nina, yeah, it activates inner power, right? So our inner power exists, right? So Michelle has that inner power already. The Labradorite just like turns the switch. Absolutely. Yeah. So my son actually bought me a beautiful Labradorite necklace or pendant, and I wear it as often as I can. But yeah, there's just something about Labradorite. It's really special. And I don't know of anyone that I've met personally that didn't like Labradorite. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy for you, Michelle. And so when you're reading for others, and you use the Labradorite to dispel the fear and the self-doubt, so you're doing two things, well, three. You're giving them a reading, right? Whether it be predictive or prescriptive, that's totally up to you. But you're helping yourself gain further confidence in your abilities, recognizing the strength that you have, the wisdom and the gift. But then, on the other hand, you're helping your client, the querent, recognize and be given, a message from the universe. So that's amazing that you have that opportunity, because not all of us have that. And so the people that do, you're blessed in so many ways. I agree, Maribel and Nina. Those colors are just fascinating. And the more you look at them, the more you see the depth. And then when they're polished just right. And there's a few artists, you can tell that when they're polishing the crystals, that they paid attention to the curvature of the stone and the clarity and the labradorescence, and they polished and cut it just right. Yeah, so it gave me, last week I had the an opportunity to alter my future in a positive way, and I really believe that the Labradorite helped me settle in and be calm and be confident and just say, okay, give whatever messages are out there, then I'm ready to receive them. And they really helped me make some very important decisions. Oh, Edgar Casey. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Thank you, Sam. So this is an important book. Edgar Casey was and is a very well-known person. The Power of Color, Stones and Crystals. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sam. I always need more references, more reference information. You can't have enough knowledge, guys. So, really, Ellen? Well, maybe not so funny. So think about the thousands of crystals out there, Ellen. Thousands. There are so many to choose from. Why were you drawn to that type of crystal? I don't think there's a coincidence there. I really don't. It's pretty, but there's just as many crystals out there that are equal in beauty. Some maybe even more. It's not an expensive crystal, so it's not even like it's rare, or it's not even hard to find. You can find it in every crystal shop you go in. So yeah, I really think that you were meant to match up to that crystal for a reason. No. Okay, so Nina, do you have an orange lab coming your way? Guys, Nina has an amazing personal collection. I mean, I keep trying to convince her to start like a public museum. You could charge for it, Nina. I know you could. She has such an eye, and been collecting for very many years. So, and then she has the opportunity to find an orange lab. Right? You're gonna have to post pictures. You're gonna have to share. Definitely share. Yeah, I know, Michelle. It just the opportunities are just limited, or limitless, should I say? Really, a wire wrapped Labradorite necklace. I have. I mean, I really need to pull out my lab jewelry, and start wearing it more. Wendell actually made me a Labradorite bracelet. Okay, so Nina does. You are a conduit, Maribel. I mean, you are the mouthpiece, right? So, I mean, the universe it's speaking through you. Spirit's speaking through you. So when you are picking up those cards and doing work for your client, it's not your intuition. It's spirit. It's the divine. It's the universe that's speaking through you. Yeah. So I truly believe that too. Oh, really? Oh, I'm so blessed. Oh, that's so cool, Michelle. That is so cool. I really appreciate you saying that. So now I have a connection. You'll always remember me as being your first. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Oh, my gosh. Yes. South Africa has the most amazing crystals. It's one of my favorite countries to get crystals from. Yeah. I'm blessed to have worked there for a few months, several months, and seeing where they come from. And I wasn't in any of the mines, but just the topography of South Africa and knowing how something beautiful comes from such a beautiful country. If you ever have an opportunity, people, go to South Africa. Yeah, you'll not regret it. Not at all. It's gorgeous. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I wish I could get stitched shut again. We have a few raw pieces. The freeforms, the polished, they're very expensive right now. Very expensive. I don't know why. I don't know if the mines are being played out. But yeah, the last couple of times I checked my supplier, it was cost prohibitive. Yeah, didn't even make sense to even try and bring them in, because it wouldn't have been something that I personally would have been able to bring into my personal collection. So I knew that, it was just way beyond something I would try and, bring into our shop. But I'm continually looking. So if I come across some that are, reasonable in price and, quality, then I'll bring some more in. I have a few of my own just laying around. Not many. I didn't think to keep some for myself. It's one of those, you think it's... Because I had them coming in like you would not believe. They were all over. Every shipment I had, flats of Stitch Tight. But there you go. What can you do, right? All right, so... Yeah, I know, me too. So, so Sam has Orange River. Oh, wow. So you have some that had yellow fluorite cubes with purple square phantoms. Pretty rare. Oh, I haven't gotten to that that level of collection yet. There's a few pieces I think that are collector worthy. I don't think any of them in here in my ritual room. These are all utilitarian crystals. I mean, yeah, they're pretty, but I think so. But I use mostly they're worker bees in here. A lot of my other crystals are on display outside this room, and they're in the hallway, in my living room, in the foyer as you enter the home. Those are almost those that, almost too pretty to pick up. But these in here, I mean, they're my pocket pieces. I use them for my healings. I use them for spell work. So yeah, these are the foundation crystals in here. They're like, if you're going to come into this room, you got a job to do. Don't sit there and look pretty. Yeah, so like these two pieces, like this one and this one of Wendell's, they don't stay in here. They're in the living room. The other ones are the ones that are the worker bees. Actually, I never realized that until I'm saying that I don't really have any collector pieces in here. Everything I have can be put to use. That's interesting. I just learned something about myself just now. So what I'd like to do, I mean, I know this isn't part of our crystal conversation, but I'm really being called, guys, just recently to start doing an oracle card. Just to share that with y'all. So if anyone's interested, the first person that just says card, that guy tried to pop out, I'll do an oracle card for you. If anyone's interested, just say the word card. Yeah, I do too. Even in the bathroom, Linda. The kitchen and my bar, it's covered in crystals. Bedside table. Ooh, that guy just keeps trying to come out. I'm just gonna he's gonna have to wait. It sounds like your back room. I know, can you? I know, and it's like he just wants to see the back. So Ellen, okay, so perfect. So Ellen, I'm gonna, okay, let me just see. What I'd like to do is, I swear somebody's just keep trying to jump out. I'm gonna wait until I hear spirit tell me to stop. Okay, right, stop. Right. Perseverance, Ellen. Okay, so the fish is the card that is the animal that's on this card. So the fish means, had different symbolisms, of course, but it's an animal of supply. So wherever we go, we know that you can feed yourself. So that's almost like you're able to take control and also provide all the items that you need in order to sustain your way of life, but also the mental approach that you're currently taking. And because you have this focus, you're like moving forward, no matter what this situation is taking in your life right now. Just know that you have to continue with this path, even though you might be in a situation to where it's uncomfortable for you. Don't give up, because you can provide for yourself. You can also not only provide for yourself, but you can recognize when you're in a position that it is makes solid connections with you. So it's not something. Don't let people try and persuade you differently. You are going to know the right way to go. So persevere. Don't give up, because it's going to get uncomfortable for you. Something's about to happen that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but just keep moving forward. Yep. So thank you, Ellen. I appreciate that. Oh, so sorry, guys. Yeah, so next time, I hope that y'all have an opportunity. They do like being used, and I don't always use them here, so they rotate. I mean, there's some that I just get called to use. It really depends on the person. I have a healing scheduled on Sunday, so I don't have anything picked out for them particularly. It'll just have to, I'll know when they enter the room what crystals are intended for them. So that's what I like about that, because the crystals will ultimately tell me. And that's one thing that you have to rely on your intuition. You have to know, Okay, good. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and there's going to be an uncomfortable point for you, Ellen. I mean, it might be, somewhere in the near future, but just keep moving forward. You got this. Oh, hey, Priscilla. Thanks. No problem. You're welcome anytime. Yes, Michelle, they are. I love that saying, gung-ho. They are. They're just sitting around waiting. I mean, it's not like they're tired out, so they do need a job. Absolutely. They're like, just twiddling their thumbs, waiting for their spot in the sunshine. So, and unfortunately, I have so many that I can't use them all at once, so I have to rotate them. That's always something I think about too when I, think about, like I have a dish that's just, there's a layer and layer of crystals. Every now and then I'll just mix them up just to try and see if, what I can bring to the top. So, I don't know if y'all are like that. And then in the very near future, I'm going to be rehauling my ritual room to move things around. Oh, that's a good idea, Sam. Yeah, because I do think that crystals they're meant to help certain people. So I could really understand that thought process, because there are, I will pick up a crystal and I have no, connection to them, and then somebody right next to me will pick up that same crystal and they'll have an immediate connection. So I really think that the crystal makes itself known to that individual, that it wants to help, that it can help, that it has a same frequency. Yeah, I truly believe that. So having that, so I'm going to write that down, because at some point, I'm hoping by either the end of this year or the first part of next year, we're going to have our own place where I'm hoping to have, we're going to have the crystal room where we're going to be selling crystals or have our backstock. I'm going to have like a little training area, but then we're going to have it's actually a mother-in-law suite in the home. So that's where the healings will happen, and then I'll have my own separate ritual room. So yeah, having people come in, sit in that room, and then have them choose the crystal. It's almost like the crystal is prescribing themselves to that individual. Yeah, there's going to be an energy exchange for sure. Oh, Priscilla, I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's a perfect idea, Priscilla. Using your pendulum. Yeah. Pick a crystal blindfolded so they don't go the pretty. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So I was invited to attend a retreat in September. I think I may have mentioned this to y'all. And that's one of the talks. That is the talk I'm going to give, is trusting your intuition when it comes to working with crystals. And I'll have tumbles for everyone to work with, and then just having them connect with that crystal, and then sharing with the group what their connection was, so that I want to try and, the books and the websites and everything like that, yeah, they have amazing information, and I rely on them as well. But I also want to try and move a lot of us to trusting our intuition and trusting the crystal. So yeah, so going blindfolded, just choosing the crystal, having in a bowl and having them pick up, what connects with them. I love that idea. Yeah, I think so too. Oh my gosh, that would be cool. I would have a crystal bath. Yes. Yeah. It's almost like an elixir, but I'm swimming in it. Yeah, it does sound great. He went to a crystal party, no one showed up. That would be me. Inviting all your friends and nobody shows up. Oh yeah, I know. And that's exactly right though, Linda. And it was like, it's not meant for anyone but you. So it's almost like you can't deny it. At some point you just have to give in. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah. Spell check. Gotta love it. So we're getting really close to the end of the show. 7:40. Yeah, 6 minutes. So that was our Labradorite conversation. So I think we had some really good information come out of the conversation. I think we all agree that it's an amazing stone. Those of us that have worked with it. And I know that it'll remain on one of my top 5. I hate to play favorite, so I won't. Only the only one I would say is absolute favorite is smoky quartz. All the others, they rotate. So I was just going to see then. Okay, so here's the plan. So next Tuesday is just going to be a crystal conversation. So we'll have to choose another crystal to talk about. But on July 24th is the full moon. It's the buck moon. So I'm thinking that on July 20th that we come together and have our prep meeting. We're going to talk about what grids we're going to be, the grid that we'll put together. And then we'll identify who's going to participate, so I can get the map put together, so I can get it up in plenty of time, because I don't know that I did in order for y'all to see it the last time. And then on the 24th is the full moon, and that's when we'll do the grid, as well as we're going to have the collective crystal coalition again, where we're promoting truth, love, and empathy at 7-11 CST, and we're going to do it for 9 minutes. I really think that was how it all worked out for me. Was just, it was spot on. I think it was plenty of time. I think my energy was extremely focused. I really think that I made a difference. So I hope that it worked like that for y'all. And then on July 27th, we'll come back on the Tuesday, and then we'll share our experiences that we had from the full moon. So So if y'all are in agreement with that, we'll go ahead and decide what crystal to talk about next Tuesday. We have a whole list of crystals we haven't discussed yet. So, Priscilla, what's a Saturday? What did I do here? Right, yes. So the full moon's a Saturday. So we're going to do that independently. So we'll have the full moon, we'll have our grid, and then on the 27th is when we'll report back, Maribel. And that's when we'll give a discussion. We'll have a discussion about our experiences on the full moon. But the full moon is going to be individual. Have I done Auralite yet? No, I won't. No, I know we haven't. Auralite. Does everyone have Auralite? Okay, Michelle. Yeah, so Michelle, the grids, Maribel did a grid on the beach. So it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be permanent. And it's just a 9-minute, you just put your grid together and you set your individual intention for the grid. But then at 7-Eleven, we just all come together at different points in the U.S. and in Canada, and that's when we are focusing on that energy of promoting truth, love, and empathy. And it's just we're combining our energies and just pushing forth that thought process. My shirt. Yeah, I have Auralite. Okay, perfect. Yay. And so you can actually be the ringleader. You can be the person that's pulling all their energy. And if you can get them, Michelle, to join in with that focus energy, that's just going to be amazing. So our goal here is to not our goal here is to promote truth, love, and empathy. And when we're doing that, you're focusing on one specific crystal, and then that crystal is helping amplify the energies. And then we each had our own individual grids, whatever one you would need to work on from a personal perspective. So does anyone, are y'all opposed to Auralite? Auralite, it's on our list. We haven't gone over it before. Okay. Yay. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to go ahead and do Auralite. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write that down. And then I promise I will get to I will post this earlier this week than I have before in the past. I can't do it tomorrow. I have a journey tomorrow for a client, but I can do it on Thursday. Yeah, a bunch of other minerals, for sure. Yeah, there's a whole lot. I know, Maribel, I'm not envious. I mean, that sounds like I don't want you to have that experience. I'm so happy that you were able to experience that. So at some point in our lives, guys, we need to go and do a grid on the beach. I did a small one when I was in the Middle East, but it was very secretive. I couldn't revel in it much because it was, I could have been put in jail and beaten. They're not really appreciative of things like that. But okay, cool. Yay. Okay, nice. Thank you, Priscilla. Yeah, so that's a really good suggestion. Nice. I love it when it happens like that. Okay, guys. Well, we are just at that time. So this has been amazing. Again, oh, you know, Maribel, I didn't even keep one for myself. So, it's one of those, yeah, very risky. It's one of those, you know, you always think, it's one of those remorseful things. I always want things that I let go, but it's the way it happens. Yeah, absolutely, Priscilla. Absolutely. So we hope to have you on next week too. So we're going to show back up here July 13th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Auralite. And then if you can, you know, just take some time, start planning what you're going to have for your grid on the 24th, but we will talk about that more on the 20th of what you've selected and why. And then whoever wants to participate will put that together, and I'll get it plotted out on Google Map, and then I'll post that on the page so that everyone can see where we're at as we're participating in the energy and the collective energy rise. So yeah, so that was it. I would love to meet you in California. All of y'all. My brother lives in San Diego. My daughter lives in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I would be there. That sounds cool. We have a human grid. We could all come with our own crystal and then make a human grid. Y'all are really good. I love those. Yeah, why not? I would love to do a Thelma and Louise show. They were risky, right? They didn't let anything stop them. That's how we should live life. Right, follow your bliss, guys. Follow your bliss. So, okay, it is that time. I think I smell Wendell cooking supper. So that's a good time for me. So I really appreciate you giving an hour of your time, your precious time, to spend it with everyone. You know, collaborating, discussing, sharing, and you know, above all, the sharing is what I really enjoy. The fact that you're willing to be vulnerable and share your experiences, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. That to me means more than anything. I think that's what I strive for on this show, is that it's an open forum, completely safe for whatever you want to share. Oh, I didn't know that. How about that? Wow, that's amazing. See, I learned something so much. Every time I talk to y'all, I learn something. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, Wendell's a good cook. So, well, blessings, everyone. Thank you so much for giving your time. And I will see you again next Tuesday. We're going to talk about Auralite. Until then, y'all stay safe, stay blessed. And, yeah, thank you, guys. Good night, y'all. Yeah, me too, Brianna. Come back next Tuesday. Invite your friends. We'd love to have them. Bye, guys. Thank you.